Last week, the Lakers were sold for the largest valuation history of all sports teams for $12.5 million. I promise you, no one is going to be talking about it the way that we're going to talk about it today. This literally outlined all the stuff we've been talking about on this show. Are you serious?
The Lakers.
It includes private credit. It's a discussion around AI. It's a discussion around insurance. We have talked about all of that. You're here because I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of this deal. I know, how can you take advantage of an NBA sports team's deal? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it means for you. And if all you're thinking about is whether this deal is going to affect your entertainment, you out your mind. This whole story is salacious too, by the way. Welcome. You already know how we roll around here. This is not investment advice. This is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own due diligence. Every investment, you run the risk of losing your money. Never forget that. With that being said, enjoy the show. Last week, the Lakers were sold for the largest valuation in a sports team's history of all sports teams, for a staggering $12.5 billion. Of course, everyone's been talking about this, but I promise you, no one is going to be talking about it the way that we're going to talk about it today. As soon as I heard this, I'm like, what? This literally outlined all the stuff we've been talking about on this show. Are you serious?
The Lakers.
It includes private credit. It's a discussion around AI. It's a discussion around insurance. We have talked about all of that, and it literally plays out a hypothesis that I had a couple of episodes ago. I even said it was going to happen in around about 18 months. It's only been about 4 or 5 months since that episode. And it's happening right in this story. And I love the fact that I can do a I told you so. But here's the most important thing. Y'all not here to be like, Nicole said I told you so, and so we're entertained by that. You're here because I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of this deal. I know, how can you take advantage of an NBA sports team's deal? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it means for you. Because one of the questions that people are asking is, what does this new transaction mean for Lakers fans? What does it mean for us? And if you're thinking about what it means for your entertainment, you're thinking like an NPC. And what is an NPC? Go and watch the last couple of episodes. Non-player character. Like I said, 3 types of people in this world: a GP, an LP, or NPC. You're one of 3. GPs and LPs run the world. General partners, limited partners. General partners come up with ideas. Limited partners fund them. And the NPCs are the people that just subject to whatever ideas the GPs and the LPs come up with. And if all you're thinking about is whether this deal is going to affect your entertainment, you out your mind. You are an NPC. You're not out your mind. You're in your mind. Be an NPC all you want. So if you're an NPC and you're like, how can I take advantage of this? You need to watch this episode, because nobody's going to break this down how I'm breaking it down.
Say that again. You said if you're an NPC.
If you're an NPC, it's okay. Nobody's going to break it down how I'm breaking it down. And you're going to learn how to be a GP or an LP through this episode. Welcome.
I'm surprised you chose this topic of the episode, though.
I know.
Because you don't even like sports.
I don't even like sports. Now, this topic is one of the reasons why I don't like sports. I don't have anything against sports. Here's the thing. I have everything against being an NPC. And one of the things that I see, and the thing that bothers me so much about sports, is it brings out the NPC in so many people, and it irritates me.
Oh, yeah. I'm a sports NPC. I'm going to sit there with my hot dog, with my Bud Light.
And I see some of the most brilliant men in the world, and women, become NPCs.
My nacho dip.
Now, I don't want to go into it right now, because I do want to start getting to the meat and potatoes before you click away. But we're going to talk later about why I don't like sports. And if you like sports, this is not an attack against you, but it's a business perspective about why I don't particularly like sports, and I hate seeing some of my favorite people act like NPCs. Okay, let's talk about some of the details of the deal. Number one, the thing that made this so unusual is that sports fans just woke up one day and was like, the Lakers just sold for $12 billion. Again, that number broke the previous numbers record for the same deal done by the same guy on the purchase side, which was he just purchased them at the end of 2025 for $10 billion. Okay? So a lot of people are thinking this guy, within less than a year, he made $2 billion, right?
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but the reality is it could be a little bit more, because before he purchased the majority stake from the Bus family at the end of 2025, he was already 20% owner, and he purchased that in like 2021. So when you factor in his all in at the valuation when he was a 20% owner to majority owner, sports teams are privately held, so we don't know the exact numbers, but he probably will net somewhere between $3.5 billion and $4 billion, maybe $3 to $4 billion, actually, more than the two that you think it is. Okay. Now, here is the funny thing about this. You're going to really love this, because one of the things that we've gotten on when we talk about SpaceX and the valuation of SpaceX is that it's 100 times the revenue. This transaction, the valuation is at 22 times the revenue. A lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, privately held. We don't really know 100% sure of what it is, but Forbes estimate that the revenue for the Lakers from the 2024 to 2025 season was somewhere around $551 million. Okay.
That's it?
That's it. So how do you justify a 22x valuation? If this conversation got you thinking differently, here's something worth looking into. One of the reasons why I partner with iTrust Capital is because they allow you to own physical gold inside a self-directed IRA. So instead of just buying gold, you can potentially do it in a tax advantage retirement account. And I'm going to add an extra layer for you. If you have questions about rolling over an old 401k, transferring an IRA, or you just want to understand how it all works, I've arranged for you guys, my community, to have a dedicated iTrust Capital representative. You'll find their contact information in the description below. Just email Ryan. He's going to answer your questions and connect you with the iTrust Capital white glove team to help you set up every step so you can own some gold or some crypto inside a retirement account, or just own gold or crypto outside of a retirement account. Email is down below. Reach out to them and tell them I sent you so you can get a free $100 right in your account. By the way, this video is sponsored by iTrust Capital, and I only partner with companies that I truly believe provide value to you guys, my audience. Back to the convo. Forbes estimate that the revenue for the Lakers from the 2024 to 2025 season was somewhere around $551 million. Okay.
That's it?
That's it. So how do you justify a 22x valuation? Scarcity. There are X amount of NBA teams. And so a lot of times, obviously, owning a part of an NBA team is a status thing. It's a scarce asset. When you think about that, and you really be like, why would we value SpaceX at 100 times? Because it ain't scarce. Okay. There's a lot of these shares floating around here, but that's another conversation for a whole nother day. There's some other factors that go into why the valuation would be 22 times the revenue. I'm going to get into that later, but I predict, and this is why this deal was done, everybody on this transaction also predicts that the income is definitely going to increase. Prediction, not definitely. Take that, scratch that word from the record. It's going to increase. As soon as the AI stepped on the scene, we'll talk about this later. As soon as the AI stepped on the scene, businesses like sports, it increases the value by a lot. I'll explain why in a minute. So he just purchased the team, turned right back around and sold the team. Now let's talk about who he sold it to. Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. We're going to talk about these two jokers in just a minute. Bob Iger is the former CEO of Disney.
Okay.
Josh Kushner is the brother of Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner and Josh Kushner, dad, big time businessman. He's such a big time businessman that he got himself into some white collar trouble. Guess who pardoned the boy? Donald J. Trump. Okay. Salaciousness. This whole story is salacious too, by the way. Salaciousness, okay? Then guess who Jared Kushner is married to?
Who?
Ivanka Trump.
Oh.
Oh, all right. There's a lot of conspiracy here. Let's talk about the ignition that started this whole thing. Now, okay, let me be very, very honest. Everything I'm going to say here, I'm just going to give you a series of events.
Okay.
Nobody came out and said this happened because this. I'm just going to give you a series of events.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Walter. He is the guy selling the Lakers, the guy that purchased them back at the end of 2025, and he's selling them.
Mm-hmm.
Billionaire, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Grew up Cedar Rapids, Iowa, went to school, Northwestern, got his law degree, immediately started balling. He hooked up with Guggenheim. Guggenheim is a American family, very wealthy American family.
Mm-hmm.
He hooked up with one of the heirs and partnered with them with their family office. You're familiar with a family office is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He ends up starting Guggenheim Partners.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts this whole investment firm. He's not even a Guggenheim.
Yeah.
I know, high five flames. Okay, cool. He balling, doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then the natural next business that you start when you balling is the insurance company. Okay. So he's got quite a few businesses, investment structures, insurance company. A couple years ago, one of his employees, whistleblower,
Mm-hmm.
reports him that these entities are trading bonds without disclosing them through all of these affiliated intermediaries. He gets investigated, or he does the investigation, or there's an investigation,
Mm-hmm.
find out he does nothing wrong, okay?
Okay.
So here's the thing. When you have corporations and you're doing transactions,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on the type of corporation, it depends on the type of transaction, but they need to be disclosed. Some things that the whistleblower said that they weren't disclosed.
Mm.
He makes it through on the other side. They say he did nothing wrong. There's another whistleblower. So he must probably not a fun person to work with, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's getting all of these whistleblowers from the inside. He's getting off on it, okay? Fast forward, there is another whistleblower. Now, let me also back up. He owns quite a few sports teams. He also owns the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
He owns motorsports. He owns other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Earlier this year, in the springtime, a whistleblower reported that there was some accounting concerns with some advisory contracts that he did with some people over in the Middle East. Once they started peeling back the layers, they saw some other alarming things.
Mm-hmm.
The first alarming thing is around this LLC called Dodgers Tickets LLC. Okay, so remember, he owns an insurance company,
Mm-hmm.
Delaware Life Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, let me pause, go back for just a minute. Remember when I was saying, when we talked about the private credit crisis, okay? When we talked about the private credit crisis, and I said, there are some illiquidity issues,
Right.
right? And then I said, illiquidity and risk can never be removed from the system.
Mm-hmm.
They're boulders. Remember, I gave the analogy of boulders.
Mm-hmm.
They are just glacially passed on to other industries.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And I gave you 4 to 5 industries that can absorb private credit, risk,
Mm-hmm.
and illiquidity.
Right.
The first one I gave you was banks. Banks seem to have insulated themselves. Like, no, we can't pass this over here. Okay? And then we've had since we're doing that episode, we've had 2 banks earnings seasons, and it seems like the risk has not moved over to the consumer side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The second industry, I'm going to go out of order for the purpose of shock factor. The second industry I said that could absorb it is sovereign wealth funds. And so we did a whole episode. I talked about it. I said, do y'all want me to talk about sovereign wealth funds? I said yes. And that episode went viral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a lot of fun doing that episode. The next industry I said was pension funds.
Right.
We did an episode about that. That was a lot of fun. Another episode that we did not talk about was collateralized loan obligations. I got like 10 things that we need to talk about. Okay. That's one of them. Didn't talk about that one. The other one that I talked about was insurance. The insurance industry can absorb the risk. So he owns an insurance company and Dodgers Tickets LLC. Remember, he owns the Dodgers, okay? And so this LLC was owned by the previous owner. And this entity, Dodgers Tickets LLC, was an entity that could take loans against future Dodgers Tickets purchases. This is not illegal. This is very common. Quick interruption. Because if you watch this podcast and you're not on my newsletter, then you're actually not getting the full benefit of everything that we do here. Every week, I go through economic reports, institutional research, earnings data, and stories that most people will never read. And I connect the dots to show you where money is moving before the story becomes obvious and everyone's already missed out on the trade. I put all of that research into the Profit Door newsletter once a week. It is free. It is Hot Fire Flames. It is free. Go to the URL down below and get on the list. Dodgers Tickets LLC was an entity that could take loans against future Dodgers Tickets purchases. This is not illegal. This is very common. So he owns an insurance company and Dodgers Tickets LLC. Remember, he owns the Dodgers, okay? And so this LLC was owned by the previous owner. And this entity, Dodgers Tickets LLC, was an entity that could take loans against future Dodgers Tickets purchases. This is not illegal. This is very common. So the old owner was using this entity to take private loans to secure them with future Dodgers Tickets sales. Totally fine. This is another entity. He's going to, I don't know,
So
Bank of America, not Bank of America, but rich person fund, private equity fund, and taking out loans is almost like you're doing a payday loan. I'm oversimplifying it. It's not a payday loan, but it's like a payday loan, okay? This is perfectly legal and normal.
But the collateral were the future Dodger ticket sales.
Yes. So he actually got scrutinized for doing that because the league didn't necessarily, they're like, dude, come on now. But it's legal. He can do it. It's his team. He can do it.
Yeah.
Okay? Cool. Then Mark Walter buys the Dodgers, keeps the structure. And so guess who's now holding these loans to them?
You want me to guess right now?
Yeah, to guess.
For the sake of the story, the way it sounds like it, is it one of his insurance companies?
Hey!
That sounds illegal right off the bat to me. just to me right now, that just don't even sound like
it's illegal. It's not illegal.
It's not.
It's not illegal. It just has to be disclosed.
Wow.
It has to be disclosed, and there are limits that you can do what's called affiliated transactions.
Okay.
Okay? So there are limits. Now, let me tell you why there are limits. Now, remember, go back to the episode, the insurance episode, where we talked about insurance used to be owned by nonprofits. Now, they're owned by private equity.
Right.
Okay? This is the perfect situation. He is a private equity company, owns an insurance company. Insurance companies, because it's owned by private equity likes to get more aggressive. Okay? And insurance is supposed to be this like guaranteed thing. This is what families fund their wealth with. Okay? And so the insurance regulators, they have limits on which you can do this, because now if you own the entities making the loans, you're not playing hardball if the loans can be repaid, if they can't be repaid if you're the insurance company, because you also own the other company. So just imagine I'm an insurance company. I've got all of this money from American families, indemnifying them of what happens if they die.
Right.
Okay? So we're saying, hey, when, not if, but when you die, we're going to pay your kids, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And there's so many different ways that you can take advantage of life insurance or an annuity. We're specifically talking about life insurance and annuity right now. Okay? There's so many ways that you can parlay this. And so regulators have the obligation of protecting them. So, hey, I'm American Family. buy insurance. I'm giving the insurance company my money. The insurance company is then entering into this arrangement by investing this money with another company affiliated. And so what if this company cannot repay the insurance company?
Mm-hmm.
That is putting American families at risk. And so insurance regulators say you can do these loans with affiliated companies, you just have to disclose them.
Okay.
The discrepancy, once everything got pulled, the layers got pulled back, was somewhere, we don't know exactly what the difference is, but I looked at multiple places where it was reported, 5% to upwards of 50%, the discrepancy. So 5% to 50%.
That's a lot of percentage.
That's a lot of percentage.
Left in the gray.
That's a lot of percentage left in the gray. It wasn't gray. It was saying no. There was no gray. It was black then white. Green to red.
Oh.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So what started as a whistleblower for one thing, once they peeled back the layers, they saw multiple things. So not to mention, in these transactions, there were also 4 intermediaries. So not only is this Dodger Tickets LLC thing funny, but the DOJ also see 4 intermediaries in between. So it's transactions done from insurance company to company A to Dodgers, insurance company to company B to Dodgers, or insurance company to company C to another one of his businesses. Is 4 businesses that are all affiliated with him, some kind of way associated with him, owned by a homie, owned by another partner. And so you're saying that they're not affiliated, but they are affiliated. Now, I'm not saying whether he's guilty or not. I don't care whether he gets off. You already know this is not that type of party. I don't care if somebody gets away with something or not. I don't be like, oh, these rich people, because guess what? I'm rich. I don't need anybody messing with me. Brandon said I ate with that one. I don't need nobody. Like, it don't do nothing for me for somebody else to fall. Okay? At all. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what happened. Okay? So he's got this DOJ investigation. But he not new to this. So don't feel bad for him. Okay? He not new to this. He been rumbling cases for a minute. All right. Let's talk about what happened in July. This is something, I don't know if people are tying this together. I have no idea. This joker shows up at the White House. Dang. Oh, here we go. This joker showed up at the White House. He gets on one knee in front of Donald Trump. This is a ring box. Will you marry me?
Where was I when this happened?
Do you know what this ring is? That's not how he did it. But do you know what this ring was?
No, what was it?
A Dodgers World Series ring. Here you go, Donald Trump. Here, add to your collection next to your Nobel Prize that someone gifted you as well.
Oh, wow.
So this happened at the end of July. Okay? Then, weeks later, now again, DOJ is the American government.
Right.
Donald Trump is the American government. Then weeks later, overnight, out of nowhere, he's now selling his team to Donald J. Trump's nephew-in-law.
His
son-in-law's brother.
He's selling what team?
Mark Walter.
Is selling his team?
Let me paint this picture out to you again. Brady, you didn't that's what happens when you be trying to research while I'm talking. Because I'm explaining it to you and you try to research. Listen to the story. Listen to the story, okay? Mark Walter owns the Lakers. Let me also say this. Let me back up. This is not changing why you don't understand the story, but let me also back up. Bob Iger and Josh Kushner They already are partners. They've been partners for a while. Josh Kushner had a private equity fund called Thrive something.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Iger from Disney invested in it. Then later they started another Thrive something else. So like let's say it's Thrive Partners. I'll post it here. The first one is Thrive Partners. Then they start Thrive CEO. Now we getting business together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They in this new entity, they want to buy sports teams. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go in the backstory with them in just a minute, but let's come to the forefront. So Donald Trump, you know how I don't play by his family.
Mm-hmm.
My son-in-law, Jared Kushner, that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know they like this. I don't know if you know this. I don't think you know this, but that's his guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Baby bro, Jared Kushner, Josh Kushner, baby. Again, they're already very wealthy brothers.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, Josh Kushner, his wife is Carly Claus. So he's private equity dude. Okay, I'm Donald Trump. My son-in-law's brother, they got a fund going on over there with Bob Iger. Bob, Disney CEO, you know he billionaire, he out there, they all running the same circles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You know he do stuff for his family. You know he don't play no games.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lakers, homeboy got a problem. The DOJ is investigating me. Donald Trump is into taking care of his peeps.
Mm-hmm.
If I am Mark Walter, Donald Trump won a Dodgers ring because he likes to collect things that you can't buy,
Mm-hmm.
i.e. the presidency. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I'm not judging him for that. Judge him all you want. But I know where he wants. I'm going to pay him a visit at the White House. I'm getting investigated. Let me go talk to my homie.
Mm.
Or maybe not homie. Let me go make him my homie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm getting investigated. Here you go. Would you like a ring? I have this. Here's my token.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. This is my conspiracy. This is not nothing. Nothing is in stone about this.
Mm-hmm.
They go behind closed doors. When he goes to give him the ring, he's like, listen, the DOJ, y'all on me. What can I do to shake this? Donald Trump says, again, conspiracy, y'all. And this is not a conversation about corruption. That's not my point. Y'all can have that conversation elsewhere. I want to talk about this deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is all about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be very clear. So they in there, and then Donald Trump, he got to have position of power. He's sitting behind the desk just like this. He's sitting over there in the Oval Office. He says, thank you for the ring. He goes and puts it back there with the rest of his stuff. I will keep that, shine it for you. Think of you every time I look at it. This is what I also need. My young bull, Jared's brother,
Mm-hmm.
my homie Bob, they're trying to acquire teams. You're going to need to comply with the regulators in terms of getting liquid in this whole thing. You're going to need to unwind some of these deals that you got going on in terms of these private credit loans in between your companies. Sports teams are scarce. They literally just tried to buy FIFA. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. The fans lost it. No way. Then they tried to buy this new team that doesn't exist yet, the Vegas NBA team. Nah. Team don't exist yet. Not going well. They're trying to buy as many sports teams as possible. I'll tell you why sports teams are important in this economy in just a minute. Okay? My young bull trying to put together you got a team.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we going to do. Because you've been battling with the DOJ and the SEC for years. One day it's going to catch up to you. You got your ways. I know, because I got my ways. I'm real, recognized, real. Okay? This is what I need you to do. You got to come up off of one of them teams. Money is not an object. You got to come up off one of them teams. Because we can't find another. They're scarce. And we need to own some teams. We need to own more teams. What you gonna do, bruh?
I see.
I see your wheels turning. What do you got, a question?
I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm following the story right now.
All right.
You got me on the
Edge of your seat.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, bruh?
You know, you remind me of that old school Inspector Gadget when he busts out that coat and he go on the case and he just be connecting all the dots and the clues. That's what you see me right now. Like, I feel like I'm watching an old episode of Inspector Gadget right now.
No, I want you to feel like you're watching. You probably never watched this show, but Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I didn't watch Sherlock.
No, I don't know if we ever talked about this. I have the biggest crush on Benedict Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch, however you pronounce his name, love him to finest white man ever.
No, you never.
That's a whole nother
confessed
conversation. He had a show on BBC that actually probably put him on the map as a A-list actor. He ate with Sherlock. One of the things I love about Sherlock, and this has always been in the character, is like he can pick apart any little thing and draw all these conclusions. So that's what I want you to think about
Makes
Sherlock.
Makes sense.
Forget Inspector, because Penny used to really be solving all the crimes. Okay? Inspector Gadget was a goofball. I don't want to be Inspector Gadget. Penny was solving all the crimes.
Okay, we'll be Sherlock. Definitely Sherlock.
I'll be Sherlock. Now, if Sherlock did drugs, we're not doing that. Nicole's never done drugs before. All right, cool. You can draw all the conclusions all you want.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not mad. No one said that this is what happened. That's why the media is not, they're not going to put this together because they would be too scared to even do that. But you need to get liquid. You also got something that I want. Okay. All right, cool. How does this prove my point about the episode from April 23rd about private credit? I touched on it, but let's just go in detail just a little bit. If you have not watched that episode, I highly recommend that you go and watch it. I rewatched it. It's so good. I mean, it's so good. Private credit, there is this shadow banking industry where tech companies, any type of company, but there has been estimates that 25% of private credit loans are tech. So companies can get access to capital through private credit. There are funds set up to give private credit loans to companies.
Right.
Companies are defaulting on the loans. The loans are very illiquid. Not only are companies defaulting on the loans, but also there have been a lot of redemption requests. So almost a good amount of the private credit funds have limited redemptions, which is well within their documents. A lot of them are limiting redemptions. It's not a huge, big issue where anything crazy is happening yet, but it is a crisis because they're suffering from illiquidity and lower valuations, and the risks have not been properly underwritten. They haven't been properly assessed because these assets are not traded on a daily basis like public stocks are. Okay?
So you're saying it's hard to actually get a true valuation.
Yes. So this is creating this whole big conundrum over there. All right? So one of the things that I pointed out is that at any given time on the economy, you got these boulders, risk and illiquidity. They don't go away. They just get passed. So I gave you an analogy of a big circle. Just imagine a big flat circle, and then you got a boulder on the circle, and then the different sections on the circle are different areas of the economy. And so these boulders, they just move very slowly. It gets passed on, okay? Another thing that I wanted to point out again is that in the moving of these boulders, specifically in this issue of the risk of private credit and the illiquidity of private credit, is that the boulders move at a glacial pace, okay? And human beings have an issue with problems that move at a glacial pace. We have a problem with reacting to them. Human beings as a whole, we have an issue with reacting to things that move at a glacial pace. It has something to do with fear. It has something to do with our inability to recognize patterns when they are spread about. Okay, hey, this happens on January 1, but the effects of it doesn't happen until July 15th, and we just can't recognize that pattern. Okay, so I said this boulder will move to one of these 5 industries no matter what. You got to be able to recognize and have the discipline to recognize when the boulder is coming your way, if it's coming your way. All right? The best industry to absorb this kind of illiquidity and risk is insurance, because the maturity dates, they're more similar. Insurance, they have this long payout.
Right.
Okay? These private credit loans, they're 5 to 7 years, but because they're illiquid, you have to hold them. You can't trade them. You can't go to the market and trade them. So they have to be held to actually fully recognize the value. Okay? So like, let's say, for instance, you have a private credit loan. Let's say, he made this private credit loan from one entity or from the insurance company to another entity, and the loan says, hey, we're going to pay back $10 billion in 5 years. That loan, on the paper, they're making the payments good. On paper, it is worth $10 billion.
Right.
Okay, because they're making the payments good and they're likely going to pay it off. But what if you need to sell the loan? Who else is going to buy it?
Right.
Somebody that wants to buy it, you need to get out of a situation. You need to get out of a jam. I'll buy it for $8 million. So now the valuation is different. The only other industries that can value it as face value, knowing it will hold it to maturity, and so as long as you pay on it, is good, is insurance. One of the only other sovereign wealth funds, insurance, pensions,
I got you.
collateralized loan obligations.
I follow.
Okay. So these types of transactions that Mark Walter is getting dinged for are technically private credit. So he has a risk over here. Okay? I need more money for Dodgers. Okay? I can promise the repayments from future ticket sales, but right now there's a private credit crisis. It's not really flowing the way it needs to be flowing. He's rich. He can get the loans. The Dodgers didn't win the World Series not too long ago. So yeah, it's looking real sexy for them. But I could just, my insurance company can lend it. I just said that the risk and the illiquidity is going to get passed to the insurance company. I literally just said that. That's what just happened. Literally a case study. It happened right in front of y'all eyes, and y'all worrying about whether the Lakers is going to be entertaining us. And I'm telling y'all that there's a private credit issue, and this man is doing it. The issues is happening in-house. Wheeling and dealing. Who you going to do? And the issue with insurance companies, when you go to report it and you're reporting it as unaffiliated, it makes the insurance company look more diversified than it is. Now, keep in mind, the Treasury, the Department of Treasury, they know that this is an issue. Remember, I told y'all earlier this year that the Treasury, they put it on their website. They said, over the summer, we're going to have a series of meetings to discuss reinsurance risk and a bunch of other things as it pertains to insurance, because they know that the private credit issue is an issue, and they're going to be so incentivized to pass it off to insurance companies, because also remember, insurance companies have reinsurers based in the Caymans, and they don't have to disclose so much down there.
A lot of what? What's the key word you was using?
Opacity.
A lot of opacity.
You love that word. Yeah. A lot of opacity. So the Treasury is like, we need to understand what's going on.
So just to follow you, right? To make
Let me just say this one more last time.
Okay.
Hold that question.
All right.
The Treasury is like, we know that this is, if something is going to blow up, we need to make sure that it's not insurance, because that will be a problem. That's a huge part of American economy. insurance. We need to understand where we are exposed. Meanwhile, Mark Walters running around here exposing insurance companies.
Yep.
Mark, this is not the time for this. Mm-hmm. This is not the time. Mark, sit down, shut up, shut your mouth. Now, the crazy thing about it.
But he was in the jam.
Huh?
But he was in the jam.
Was in the jam.
And back against the wall.
Back against the wall. Well, I don't know. No, here's the thing. He's been making these loans. Like, these loans been going on.
Right.
It's not no back against the wall. He just been, I don't know what's going on. He's been doing these loans and doing these trades. He's been getting reported by whistleblowers.
Right.
For a while for doing non-reported intermediary activity that's not reported. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. I'm just telling you what the news is telling me.
Right.
I don't know, but right now is not the time, bro. Now, please, hopefully you didn't forget your question.
No, it wasn't a question. It was just to make sure that I was following correctly and just understanding exactly where we went from that to the Lakers. Like, as far as the behind-the-scene crisis that was going on, right? Because the episode back in April, we're talking about the two separate, right? The issue with the private credit was one boulder, right? In itself, that was getting passed.
The risk. It's in private credit. Mm-hmm. And then what I was saying was
that a boulder? That was a boulder, right?
The risk is the boulder.
Right.
Not private credit itself.
Right, the risk. That's what I'm saying.
The risk is in private credit.
And that boulder.
And we're trying to figure out where's it going to go.
Into insurance.
And that's why I said I gave y'all 4 to 5 options. Mm-hmm. First one, I said, I didn't say this in order. Mm-hmm. I said, the first one was banks. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, yo, it ain't go to banks yet. Banks is like, nope. Mm-hmm. We protected. There's a couple of things that they got Basel III Endgame. This is a set of rules that limits how much risk banks can do. There's a couple of things that banks have in place that's like,
right,
can't pass that on over here.
Right.
Okay, on the consumer side, okay, or not even on the consumer side, just on the bank side. Because remember, private credit loans are loans outside of banks. Mm-hmm. Okay, banks like, not us. Then I said, sovereign wealth funds could. Then I said pensions. Mm-hmm. Yes, could. We did a whole thing about pensions. Mm-hmm. Yes. Them things can end up in what's called CITs. Mm-hmm. CITs are in a lot of 401ks and pensions funds.
Yep.
Private credit is in there. I did a short about it. I did a long about it. We talked about CITs. Then I said, this is one we didn't cover, collateralized loan obligations. We didn't talk about this. Then I said insurance companies. Mm. And so here we are. This is how it happens.
This is how that risk boulder slowly
This wasn't slowly. What I'm saying is,
you said what Mark did wasn't slowly.
What Mark did wasn't slowly.
Oh, yeah,
from a systematic standpoint, it moves slowly because it starts as a trend. Mm-hmm. Then it turns into hey, this is what has to happen. It hasn't been that yet, but we see that there is a problem. So something has to happen.
So where is the risk that his insurance company, which was Delaware Life Insurance, right? Where is the risk, or what is the risk that it just absorbed from Dodger tickets?
Now, here's the thing. Dodgers just won, so it's not really a risk. First of all, let me just say this. Any transaction that you do, there is a trade-off of risk.
Right.
Okay? So he just took on, from his insurance company, the risk of future Dodger ticket sales. Mm-hmm. That is a risk, right, for sure. But also know that they cannot trade that asset because it's illiquid.
Right.
Not to mention he took on even more of a risk because This is not diversified from an insurance company standpoint. Not to mention, there is a conflict of interest with the insurance company getting the best deal and continuing on the best deal for themselves.
I follow.
So what I'm pointing out when we talk about moving this glacial risk and illiquidity, it happened here, but I'm talking about from a systematic standpoint, because this transaction happened. We don't know how many other people are doing this like this. We don't know, because also too, remember, we talked about the Dodger Ticket LLC, like those transactions, but remember there are 4 intermediaries that had this whistleblower not blow the whistle. I'm going to use this word just so you can understand it. Analogy of like money laundering.
That's what it sounded like to me.
It's not money laundering. This is not that. Money laundering is for the purpose of like, oh, you're doing something illegal over here. You're going to run it through this entity so you can clean it up and you can put it down on paper. That's not what this is. But I'm just talking about how he's not doing anything illegal.
I'm not saying he's doing it illegally, right? Because you have to do things legally to make sure they're not illegal. I feel like you can legally launder money.
Bro, I'm not going down this road. You cannot legally launder money. That doesn't even make sense.
Well, the only reason, from my understanding, that money laundering is illegal is because it prevents the taxes being taken out or getting paid.
Not always. No. Actually, a lot of times when you launder money, you want to pay taxes so that you can get them off your back. Laundering money is you do something over here illegally, hitman, selling drugs, human trafficking.
Right.
You can't pay taxes on that money.
Right.
You want to make sure that the IRS don't come looking for you. So you got to figure out how to funnel it through something legal.
Clean it up. Yeah.
Right. So I'll pay taxes on it. I don't want the IRS. I don't need nobody looking over here. Okay. He's not doing anything illegal. The reason why I shouldn't have said that. The only reason why I'm making the analogy is the only part of it is that's similar. If this is what he's doing, I'm not saying this is what he's doing. If this is what he's doing, the only part about is similar is you have another entity that's in the transaction, so it can seem like it's initiating from there or originating from there. When in reality is originating from over here. Okay, so he's got this company owned by him. There's an intermediary. 4 companies that are all showing up. Why are you doing so many transactions with these people? Oh, come to find out you're friends with these people. You put down that they were not affiliated. They affiliated. So we're going to need you to unwind some of these trades if you plan on holding on to this insurance company. Okay. You got to get liquid to unwind some of these trades. Lakers, it's been fun. It's been real.
And define unwind when you use it in that context.
You loan from one company to this company. The insurance company cannot hold this loan. You have to unwind it. You have to pay back.
You saying get liquid? Is that what you're saying when you use unwind?
No, first you get liquid and then you unwind it. So you sold this over here to pay this back. However he's going to do it, I don't know. But you got to unwind some of this stuff. Things need to be paid back. What you don't want to do is then, as the insurance company, what you don't want to do is try to sell the loans. Because they're going to mark the loans, they're illiquid loans. That's going to affect your balance sheet.
And you're saying the only way to really understand the true valuation of those illiquid loans is to wait until maturity.
No, I know what you're asking. You phrased it incorrectly.
Okay.
The only way to get the full valuation is to hold it. That's if the loans do perform for illiquid assets. You might luck up and you just so happen to give Dodgers tickets to the guy, Dodgers ring to the guy whose cousins-in-law with the guy that want to buy Lakers desperately.
Mm.
And in that case, remember, sports teams, they're kind of a liquid too. But in that case, you lucked up. And you sold it at a premium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I just want to make sure we understand you said the only way to get the full valuation is to hold them to maturity. The wording was a little off. The best way to hold the valuation of the asset, of an illiquid asset, is to hold it to maturity.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Okay. The other way that the liquidity helps is you can literally inject capital into the insurers. Based on regulation, they may require extra liquid capital to offset some of these illiquid assets. So you can literally take the cash and maybe, you're not unwinding the loans. Maybe you're literally just putting cash on the insurance company's balance sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're like, you need more cash on hand than this. And lastly, like I said, you want to avoid the forced sale of the private assets.
Right.
Which brings me to another good point, because like I said, if the private assets are forced to be sold, the value, and the value is substantially less, just because it's a liquid, that is the new value of the asset. Okay? So it then could potentially cause all your other assets. Now with insurance, we looked at this before. Insurance companies hire third-party companies to value their illiquid assets, which is a whole nother conflict of interest. Okay? If this asset, you sell it and this asset has been marked down, that could affect other assets that are very similar that are illiquid. So it could cause other things to be not valuable. I'm going to relate that to NBA teams. So he purchased a team for $12 billion. The NBA and the other teams, they have to approve it. Most likely they're going to approve it. Why? Because if the Lakers is valued at 22x revenue, $12 billion, the largest ever, that means my asset is valued at that number. If I'm an owner, yes, let it go through. Okay, so I just wanted to make that note clear that it has not been approved yet, so nothing has been completely finalized. But it's looking real sexy for them. Okay, so I do want to talk about how sports teams are monetized. This is important. Okay. Number one, the main way that they're monetized is through media rights. The second way they are monetized is through ticket sales. Then sponsorships are very important as well. Then there's merch. Then the arena itself, right? When such and such buys the arena, then it's crypto.com. I always want to say Staples Center. I'm old. Staples Center. I have a funny story about it.
I don't know what it is right now.
It's crypto.com.
It is? Okay.
Then real estate itself, right? Some teams, so with the Lakers, they don't actually own the real estate, but the Dodgers do. I don't know if it's league specific or team specific, but I think it's more league specific than anything. Okay? They actually make a good amount of money through sports betting. And there are some other ways that they make money. I want to tell you a story. I was itching to tell you this story in the very, very beginning because it explains my relationship to sports. Actually, probably have about 4 stories, and I'm going to try to keep them short, but it's important. It explains my relationship to sports and why I am not a huge fan of sports. I have to think of like 3 stories. Okay. My whole entire life, I have been like an auxiliary sports person. My dad is very much so into sports. When he tells the story of my birth, it is around a sports story. Real quick, the Sixers won the championships in 1983. They won 4-5-4. They did the first 4 games, 5. That one game they lost in that middle series was the day I was born. And my dad loves to tell the story. The only reason why they lost is because I was attending to your birth. I don't know how it's supposed to make me feel, but whatever. Anyways, my life has always been surrounded around sports. And I think just my lack of interest in it has heightened my awareness to the things that go on around it. Okay? So my dad and my brother love to tell this story about how I knew before, and these are some sports people. My dad works in sports industry. They are sports, okay? I knew before anybody knew that they knew that LeBron was going to Miami. We're going all the way back, okay? Now, it's a very similar situation to this. The only reason why I knew that LeBron was going to Miami. So the funny thing is I barely remember the story, but it sticks out in their mind. So they tell this story all the time.
Right.
We sitting around, they're watching sports. I'm doing something else. And then they're like, and I'm like, yeah, LeBron's going to Miami. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? How do you know? I know he's going to Miami. The only reason why I knew he was going to Miami is because right around the time when I first started my first business, I had an online boutique selling clothes and I was selling party dresses. And I also ran this blog where I would publish like for major cities, the events that's going on at night, and we're going all the way back to 2010, 2009, 2010. Whenever this was that LeBron went to Miami, okay? That's how you can tell when it is. I would do a blog about parties because the dresses were party dresses. What parties was going on in your city, da-da-da-da-da-da. I was connected to every promoter in every city because I was also out in the streets partying, having a good time. Every night, I just had text from every promoter. I wanted to be on a text message because I would put it on my blog, and I used to make a lot of money. My blog went viral. It used to get cited in Wikipedia and everything.
Wow.
I know, crazy. Promoter in Miami. LeBron celebration party. This is hours before he announced he was going. LeBron celebration party. He's in Miami. His friends, I guess, I don't know, but I see he's going to Miami. They're like, no, he's not. He's probably going to go to such and such. I know. My whole point that I'm making is there's always the money to be made around sports. It's so much more interesting than the actual darn game. Do y'all know, people be going crazy. The other thing I don't like about sports is it's idolatry. We'll get into that in a little bit. I still want to get into all of this that I want to share with you. But my whole point that I'm making is when the news broke, all right, first of all, when Mark Walter first got in trouble, I noticed this weeks ago. And I'm already seeing, oh, this is a private credit thing. I already told y'all what to do. This is how you move. This is how you do this. Oh, great. Insurance company. How could you be more interested in whether somebody can make a slam dunk or not from the 3-point line than whether somebody made $3 billion in 9 months? Which one is more interesting to you? Or, for me, how are y'all more interested in somebody's crossover than the mere fact that I'm about to make a whole bunch of money by posting this party? Just now, back then, you got rewarded for being the first to post something. And it's still like that. But, we got social media going on. It's algorithm based. But like, just by being the first to post this party, because people was checking my blog all the time. LeBron James. And so I'm here at a certain hour. I will be like, I got to post it. Because I want to be the resource. Why would I be more interested in whether LeBron James, whatever he does on the court, to do a crossover, than whether I'm making money just by him going to a party that I'm not even going to? I like to go to bed early. I like to be in bed at 8 o'clock. Let me get my post up. That's more interesting to me. And so this is why I'm like, all of that is a distraction. When I go to games, I'll be looking at all the money. Y'all was making so much money.
Yeah.
The water bottle, $10?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That's what I think too.
And these people don't care whether you exist or alive.
But I still be an NPC at the same time. Can you be an NPC and GP at the same time?
No. Because you get distracted.
Yeah.
You get distracted. Let's talk about why they paid such a premium for this. This is going back to something I'm sure I talked about. With the advent of AI, it placed a premium on human certified things that only humans can do. And trust me, with the advent of AI, they plan to put people to sleep even more. So human entertainment is going to be that much more valuable. Not only is human entertainment going to be that much more valuable, the people who get to create the media and write the stories are going to be at an advantage. Because they're trying to put people to sleep even more. So it's really three things. They're trying to put you to sleep even more. So you're going to want to be an NPC. Oh, what's the team doing? These people don't. That's the thing I also don't understand. Y'all know these people don't care if y'all exist or not.
Yeah.
There's another thing that drives me crazy about sports. Now, this part I do not understand. I respect if y'all don't understand. If y'all disagree with me. When you like a team, that don't make sense to me. What are you liking? Because the players are different every year. We just see that the owners could be different every year. The front office could be different every year. The back office could be. What are you actually liking? That's why I say it gets into idolatry. What you really like is a logo. That's crazy to me. That is the most insane thing. When I see men fan out over sports, turn off. And I realize that there's very few. So I just be like, I just gotta pretend like I don't see this.
So I'm gonna make it real quick. As a sports watcher, right? I think it's more so the talent of the individuals that, for me.
Let me go back. If you like a team, that person might not be on that team no more. How do you stay loyal to the team?
But that's what I'm saying. For me, I'm a player type of individual. Like, I like to watch a player. Like, right now, I like a young kid, Lamar Jackson. I've been watching him since he was in college. I like his team because I like the player. Now,
but you know you don't exist, right?
Yeah. The thing with sports that I don't like, though, is it just reminds me of slavery so
That's what
much.
I was going to say. I got that in my notes. That was what I was going to say. That's the other thing that I don't like about sports. Especially the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
Oh, you see? And they just be like.
It just reminds me so much of it, especially when when person get hurt or something like that, and it's just like, like,
I don't want to give my energy and attention to it. But you can't knock the hustle. You cannot knock the hustle.
But I don't think the average person is going to watch sports and think about private equity. That's
what I'm here for. I need you to change your mind.
Or think about insurance.
That's what I'm here for. Because that is the real story. You also remember I never forget the mission statement of the NBA is to be the best, something like to be the most entertaining sports league in the world. Pull it up.
Oh, I'm on the NBA website. So it says, our mission, the NBA's mission, is to inspire and connect people everywhere through the power of basketball.
That's not their old. Go back, Google and see if they had an old mission.
You may be talking about this one. Providing the highest level of professional basketball and entertainment.
That's weird. Ask it what year was it?
Somewhere between the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
2000s to 2010s.
That makes sense. Okay. So, from 2000 to 2010s, the mission of the league was to provide the most entertainment through basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And people be acting like it's a government entity and everything should be fair. And their job is only to entertain you. They ain't here to be fair. They're not here to provide justice.
Mm-hmm. They're
here to entertain you.
Right.
Don't be surprised if it's scripted. Y'all be right. People be losing their life. And this is WWE. 2 steps away from WWE. And people will lose their life and they put tattoos on them.
People
don't pay their kids attention for something that their job is only to entertain you. And you treating it like it's supposed to be I'm more entertained by the business of that. That's brilliant. That to me is brilliant.
How they pull it off.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not even a pull off. I think people are deceiving themselves. Like, you're watching, you should sit down and watch this game. Like, I am here to be entertained. This is not, I think they take it so seriously, like it's politics. Like, that's not fair. That, oh man, that ref did that to that person. They're here to entertain you. You do realize they're here to entertain you. And so they got to write a story. Let the underdog win, then let the winners win, and winners win, and when the underdog win, got to switch it back to that underdog. No, a new underdog emerges. They're here to entertain you.
Yeah.
And then y'all be taking it seriously, like, y'all be debating. No, this person. You do realize it's a game.
It is a game.
It's a game.
It's a childhood game. That
it can be an adult game. I don't mind adults.
Well, no, I'm saying
games.
It's a childhood game that adults get to play.
I don't even mind adults having games. That don't bother me. It's a game.
You got the little boys outside tossing the football, playing basketball. They want to go to the basketball court at the school. They want to do all.
Listen, bro, I don't even got a problem with it. I just got a problem with people acting like the league owed them something to be fair and just. And that's not their jobs. Their job is to entertain you.
Yeah.
These people have monetized it. Okay, let's go back to Josh Kushner, Bob Iger. NBA, why is Bob Iger interested in this? The NBA, they make most of their money through what? Media rights. Disney, Bob Iger knows media. Media writes the stories. In this new AI world, stories are everything. Media writes the stories. There is a premium over owning media right now. There will be a premium because the revenue is going to go up and up and up because people want to tune out. They're putting people to sleep. All you want to do is be entertained.
Goes back to the what episode was that? Who was the merger? Paramount? Was it Paramount?
All the way back in the beginning.
Way back.
That was probably one of our first episodes.
About controlling the narrative.
About controlling the narrative. So, again, I don't want to talk trash about no politics. It's not a political show. But if I'm in politics, run the politics of the world, I want to control the story. I want to control the story. Yes, step nephew or whatever Josh Kushner is, the daughter, whatever, nephew-in-law, step-son-in-law, whatever you would call that. You can control that part. Here's the other thing that AI pours gasoline on this with. With media, AI allows you to gather and synthesize more data about people. So there is a premium on sports and media right now. So paying 22x revenue, sure. What it's making now pales in comparison to what it's going to be in the future. Because we got AI. AI can't even walk right now. You think it can play basketball? And are we going to ever want to watch people play basketball? So you got to be very, very mindful of the things that AI can replace within entertainment. So don't think it can replace all entertainment, because it can replace music. We're seeing right now AI is making music and y'all loving it. I can hear as of right now the difference between regular music and AI music.
Right.
I don't know how people can. That new song, stacking those and chips. You know what song I'm talking about? They arguing and saying that they didn't use AI to make that. As soon as I heard it, I thought I could tell it's AI. Then some guy exposed them for using AI. He had some pretty substantial proof. That's the only reason why I knew that they were saying that it wasn't AI, because when he was like, they said it wasn't AI, and I'm watching him like present his evidence, I'm like, You mean tell me that people can tell the song was AI?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, we made this song ourselves. It sounds like AI. Okay. Not all entertainment can not be replaced by AI. Basketball is one of them. It can't be replaced by not only, I'm not saying that they won't change in the future. Not only can AI not do it, but do we want to watch robots play basketball? No. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, there is a premium on human experiences. There will be a premium. And I told y'all this before, especially if you're an extrovert. If I did not have a son, I would absolutely do some type of in-person thing. Live conferences will come back because there's a lot of slop out there with conferences, but it'll come back because these are the things that are going to have premiums put on them.
Mm-hmm.
It'll come back, live experiences. If you can create really great concerts, even if it's concerts with AI music, these are the things that are going to have premiums on it. I need you to pay attention. Okay? And then use AI, pour gasoline on it to get the data, to get AI to run the thing. That's how I want you to be thinking. Before I go into exact strategies that you can do and what you can do about it, I want to talk about some ways that AI can pour gasoline on whatever this human experience is or whatever it is that you're doing that only humans can do. Okay? Player tracking, you can get richer statistics. People love statistics. Cameras give you personalized broadcasts, biometrics, betting, language translations, highlights, fan data, and dynamic pricing. What's your question? While I pull out, I got a whole list of what people can do.
Let me see a question.
You don't have to have questions. I got stuff.
I have a question, but it's
Yes.
not for the audience. It's for you.
Go
But it's
ahead.
more so a side question for when we're done. As far as,
You want to save it?
yeah.
Okay. All right. What can you do? Number one, invest in businesses that monetize human attention. I already said that. Actually, I have a whole list of them. Bear with me. Live sports, live concerts, stand-up comedy. I'm not a stand-up comedy. Y'all, you know my story about not being a stand-up comedy person, but people love it.
And I say all the time, you should do amateur night comedy.
Maybe that's why. Theater and broad. Here's the other thing too. Maybe that's probably could be why I don't like to do it. Another reason why I don't like sports is because I be feeling like I don't want to watch people play. Put me in. Like I don't want to play basketball.
But do you like concerts?
I gotta really know the person's music and like the person's music. Yes, that's actually one of the things to invest in. But my whole point is like, sports makes me feel anxious because this person is being great at the thing that they train their whole life to do. And it'd be making me want to get up and go home and study and work. Why would I watch you be great? I want to go home and be great. It makes my juices like, it really inspires me to a point where I don't want to be here. Like, okay, let me go. Like watching LeBron James or Michael Jordan be great. I could never just sit there in my underwear, Al Bundy in it, with a beer. I could never. It makes me antsy. Like this man is being. Like, no, I want to go be great. I don't know how. This is me. I'm at a game. I can't pay attention to the game. I have to talk like I could ideas is flowing.
I get what you're saying.
I don't know how anybody could just do that.
I get what you're saying.
This man is literally being great, having the time of his life, and you are sitting and chill. I go watch it. If I go to like a Super Bowl party or like a big thing, I mean, y'all just sitting.
Like watching Tom Brady. Watch Tom Brady get his seventh Super Bowl ring.
I want to study. So I don't go to stuff no more. I just study. Okay. Theater on Broadway, combat sports. Now that is the one sport that I do like. Individual sports. I used to be a huge MMA fan. Today ruined the sport. Anderson Silva was my guy.
What?
I've gone to see Rampage. This was a long time ago. Rampage Jackson fight. B Hop was is my favorite athlete of all time. I used to live in the same complex where he lived, and so kind of fanned out at the gym in Philly.
So you like MMA?
I used to before they ruined the sport.
But you didn't like boxing?
No, I like boxing.
You like
but
boxing?
I don't for the same reason now they ruined the sport. But the last great boxer, in my opinion, was B Hop. In my opinion, I don't know what this mess is they got going on right now.
Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins. One of the most cerebral fighters ever.
That was like.
I don't watch it no more. I stopped watching it at the same time. Both of them. Both of the sports is ruined. It's too commercial. The rules is weird. I don't like it. I don't like it no more. I can't. That's a whole nother conversation because we could probably talk about that for an hour. Why I don't like it no more. Competitive gaming with humans, reality television, unscripted personality, YouTube content, them verticals, in-person event and conferences. When we finally get the slop out of here, handmade goods and craftsmanship. Okay. All right, what can you do? Invest in businesses that monetize live human attention. That list I just gave you. Own the picks and shovels. Okay, you ain't got to own the Lakers. Own businesses that every team, concert, conference, or live events needs. Security, transportation, food service, AV production, staffing, payments, merchandising, signage, logistics, venue technology, training facilities, sports medicine, and data infrastructure. Data infrastructure, run it up. Figure out, do data infrastructure for these kids. The AAU teams. Okay. This is an inspo, especially for you sports people that got kids in AAU. Rewind 15, 20 years ago, not 20 years ago, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, a good friend of mine runs something in Philly. It's a summer league called the Danny Rump Tournament. Tournament, I don't know who comes in now, but NBA players come in, fly and play in this tournament. It's to honor a guy who had a heart condition. He's my age. That's a whole long story. One of my volunteer things when I had my digital marketing agency was I would do the website for them because it's a nonprofit. So they used to do this tournament to raise money and raise awareness around this heart condition that disproportionately affects black basketball players in Philadelphia for whatever reason. Basketball players playing on the court, heart just give out. And if there was a defibrillator in the court, this kid's life would have been saved. Right. In addition to some other famous people, locally famous people that died from this heart condition. Throughout the years, they've raised money for all this to do all these different things, but they eventually, early in the game, put defibrillators in all of the community centers in the city. Long story short, I used to run I used to do their website, and I used to post this. One year, I had time and energy. I used to post the stats right after the game. And so the whole city would come out, and I distinctly remember I just did this just because out of fun. Like, I'm having fun. This is my give back, charity, whatever. Shout out to Mike Morak. Some kind of way I got the stats. I didn't even tell him I was doing it. And I just posted the stats up on the site. And then when I tell you that next year I didn't do it, Nicole, where the stats at? I just was doing it, but I can't do this no more. Yeah. Y'all not paying me. Yeah. So I don't know what he does now. I haven't been affiliated with that in a long time. My whole point that I'm making is that was data from 15 years ago. If you can figure out how to get data to these AAU teams and people are spending way more money for the kids. You can bring in AI and incorporate into that. You got whole business. Because as we're seeing how much they're paying for these teams, professional sports playing is going to go up even more, and parents are going to invest more money into their kids playing. Okay, number 3, build around the certified human premium. There may be an opportunity for brands to explicitly sell authenticity, handmade, live, locally produced, human-led, human-performed, human-taught. Use AI to amplify human business rather than replace the human. Number 5, look for scarce intellectual property attached to real communities. Sports franchises are the extreme version. Smaller version exists. Established events, conferences, leagues, festivals, memberships, clubs, niche competitions. Own physical gathering places. This is the big one. Third spaces. We talked about third spaces a long time ago. Third spaces. Human physical gathering places where people casually gather. Invest in the data layer around human activity and become the human people trust. One of my favorite books. This was a book we could have talked about. We'll talk about it next time we go to my house for a book tour. I'll tell you about the books that I'm reading right now. But one of my favorite books is The Speed of Trust. Changed my life. Read it probably like 15 years ago. Maybe more. Changed my life. All right. Let's go through 3 plays. I just gave you some ideas. Let's talk about 3 plays. For public market strategy, build a basket of stocks where you're investing in human attention infrastructure. Venue operators, sports data, ticketing. MSG Sports just reported fiscal earnings for 2026, revenue up 11%. MSG Entertainment reported revenue up 13%. I'm sure you've seen Live Nation charging people out the wazoo for stuff. All right, here's a private equity strategy. Roll up fragmented youth sports infrastructure. I just mentioned this. Now, I've been saw this as an opportunity just because, like I said, I come from a sports family. And I don't know, 10 years ago, hearing my dad talk about how that generation of NBA players was softer than the previous generation because those kids came from good homes, and it's really difficult for the kid off the street, the LeBron James people, to get in the league because now there's a pipeline. Okay? So then that next generation was like, what's the license? Steph Curry. He's a rich kid. And a lot of the ones that's out now, they rich kids. Because you guys to have money. So these parents got money.
Right.
Give them services because they see the pipeline. Okay, that's just an idea. These are just ideas. Oh, you know, I make it worth your time. Ideas. And the last one, a small business strategy. Create a human certified experiences and let AI run the back. I already said this. Like this podcast is that a version of that. This media company, y'all don't even know. In a couple months, this thing is about to go. It's already. It's about to. I try to have AI run as much of this as possible outside of my performance. Everything that y'all see, and this is just because this is my stamp. All of these ideas, all of this is from here. Okay? AI can't replace this.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm fact checking, putting my stuff together, chat be like, Nicole, you're on. I know. I was on to it before we even started having a conversation. I don't need you telling me I'm on to this. This was the whole point. If it was something that AI was telling me, I wouldn't make it. Because you can get it from anywhere. If it was like, hey, write a script for me. Come up with this idea for me. Not saying that it's not a good idea. That's not what y'all here for.
Right.
I'm not going to make that. I have other things to do. If I don't have an idea for a show, I promise y'all, I have another way to make money. I don't get no juice out of reciting something that a robot made. That's just me. I have other Nicole soul searching things. Like this is all Nicole soul searching. I have other Nicole soul searching things to do, to learn more about me. That also makes me money.
Do tell. What are we talking about here? Some of these soul searching.
Buy my book, The Anti-Hustle. Buy my book, The Anti-Hustle. It is a Christian business book that has a manifestation technique in it. It works every time. On page 126, there is a manifestation technique, but it is based in scripture. I think it's 126. Yep. Starting on 125, at the bottom of 125.
Yeah, I came in. It was a lot of book orders today. A lot of book orders.
I know. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I got the probably if it was on Amazon, we'd be a bestseller. The bestseller Amazon that's not on Amazon. The bestseller on the New York Times that's not on the New York Times.
Hey,
and then let me tell you why I want to do it. Why we do it on our website and I don't publish it nowhere, because my next book, if y'all know a literary agent, send it my way. But the next book we do, I'll do it through the literary agent. But I want y'all data. Right, I'm gonna email the crap out of you. All good stuff. Like, for real, I don't be wasting your time. Like my newsletter, which is Hot Fire Flames. The other thing is my newsletter.
Right. Also,
we have a community. Y'all be asking me, what you want to learn more? You want to learn more? My community is Hot Fire Flames. Not only do we have events, but you get immediate access to all of the good stuff up here. Stuff that I don't share with y'all. Like my God Goals and Money Income Accelerator. Y'all, it is a game changer. I mean it from the bottom. I'm not just saying it. Change your life. For $97 a month, you can go into $97 a month, watch it, do all the research, and cancel it. I don't care. That's stupid and whack, but do it. You ain't gonna want to leave. I dare you.
It's like Invest Fest all year long, huh?
Really? You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. I don't feel like offending nobody.
It's gonna be on my side quest. On the side quest. It's not even.
I don't even know how to put it. I'm not in the mood to beef with nobody. I'm not in the mood to offend nobody.
No, it's not gonna be that.
Y'all, I'm living my best life. My life is great. It really is. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. Y'all see, listen, you know somebody going through when they online and they got an online brand and they just be beefing out of nowhere where they head is at. I avoid the beef at all costs. Not because I'm scared of nobody. You bring it over here, you don't pull back a nub. You hear me? You gonna pull back a nub. Whole spirit be broken, never to grow back. Don't mess with me. I ain't scared of nobody, but I don't want no problems. People ask me, how you doing? I'll be like, Jesus loved me and I'm alive. Do it, man. What else could I ask for? What else could I ask for? Okay. I'm thinking of 12,000 different lists of things. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I have my faculties. I can run 4 miles at 43. Jesus,
I was just on the belt line yesterday, and I said I was going to start back running.
I can give you, if you're serious about it, I can give you a whole, every time I teach people how to run, because it's a way that you can build up your endurance. If I give you the formula, anybody can do it. If you want it, I'll give it to you. Let me know when you start. I'm not going to explain it, and then you don't do it.
I just stopped. I had started. I stopped back. You know, I used to run track in college. I don't know if I ever told you that.
You didn't tell me that.
Oh yeah.
That's fire.
Do
you have a strategy for getting back? What'd you run?
Starts with my diet first, but I ran the 200. I ran the 400. I threw the javelin. Yeah.
What? I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your goals with your run? Do you know yet?
I want to get back to like 7-minute mile type of ordeal.
What's your distance?
Like when you saying like
what distance do you want to run?
3K, 5K?
Yeah.
You're gonna be good with a good 5K. Nothing crazy.
Bro, I'm at 7-minute miles, just FYI.
And nothing crazy. At my peak, right, when I had started running back, I had peaked out recently, earlier this year, at probably like 8 minutes, 30 seconds for a mile.
How far did you go?
1 mile.
1 mile?
And I was chugging. I was chugging it for that 1 minute, that 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, I'm gonna give you. as a person who's been doing running for 20 years, and I had to get back probably 20 times, not 20 times, maybe 3 times when I had my son. And then that's really honestly probably my only time that I really had to get back. But it's not be for everybody. I'll tell you what it is for me. The key to successfully doing it and getting back to like a good distance at a good pace is you can't stress yourself out too much. So that's probably why when you ran a mile and that was stressful, why you stopped, because it's too much of a chore. So you have to really slow walk yourself, but pushing yourself just enough to where as though you're pushing, but not too much of a chore. When it becomes too much of a chore, you won't want to do it.
You lost me.
Really?
You so lost me, because I don't know what you talking about when you running. When you running, I don't know what kind of... When you running, it feel like you running forever. I don't care how long, how fast you running. I thought I was running for about 15 minutes and 8 minutes.
You did too much. That's what I'm saying. You were doing too much. So...
But if you don't do enough, you're going to be slow.
Yeah, that's why I say you have to, as you get back, you have to find that right there. When you do too much and it's too hard, it'll be too much of a chore. You won't do it.
You're saying getting back to
getting to whatever it is. Let's say you want to do 2 miles. 8 minutes each, 2 miles. You just want to plateau there. That's cool. This is what I always recommend anybody do. First start at, it depends on where you're starting at, but let's say, for instance, let's say your goal is a mile. You ran the whole entire mile. Don't do that. First, do quarter mile. That's it. So run a quarter mile, walk a quarter mile. Run a quarter mile, walk a quarter mile, go to hell home. Then, after that's easy. That's all you got to do is make that easy. Okay? After that's easy, then connect. You can, this is what yeah. Then connect the 2 quarter miles into half a mile. Then walk a quarter mile, then run a quarter mile.
I see what you're saying.
Then increase the entire thing by a quarter mile while putting it on the front end. So you run a quarter mile, walk a quarter mile, run a quarter mile, walk a quarter mile. Cool, that's the first thing. Then you put those 2. So run a half, walk a quarter, run a quarter. Okay? Then do that to the point where it's easy. I got this. I ate a cake this morning. I can still do it. Just keep doing that till it's easy. Then you add a quarter mile onto the front. You can add a quarter mile onto the front and a quarter mile onto the back. So now you're going 0.75, then walk a quarter. Then run another quarter or run another half a mile. Then do that till it's easy. Then you can add a quarter onto the front and the back every time till you get to your 2. So then at that point, you'll probably do something like run a straight mile, walk a quarter, run 0.75.
Bars. Those were life principles you just gave outside of running. It applied to running, but it was life principles.
So real quick, and then we can go. There's a book that I'm making the people in the anti-hustle, my fellowship read right now, called Feel Good Happiness. It's a really, really, really good book. And the point of the book, there's a couple of principles in the book. People think that people who are, like, think food. People who don't eat bad stuff, they have more discipline. No, they just surround themselves in environments where they don't have to always be constantly being so strong and like a person who's thin that eats well is not going to keep putting themselves in an environment with donuts. So it's the same thing. Like, everyone has a allotted amount of discipline, and to be quite honest, they're not too much far off from each person. You just have to know how to put yourself in an environment and where as though the thing is easier. Okay, so it's the same thing with running. Don't trying to go from 0 to running a whole mile, that's too much discipline. But to go from increment it up, it doesn't become hard at that point until the last part. So you don't have to have discipline until the last part. You don't have to exercise the discipline then. Does that make sense? So this is how people be messing up. You got to build. Don't think that the person that's thinner than you, or the person that's got more money, or the person whose business is doing better than you, they have more discipline than you. Because the scripture says, he does not give us a spirit of timidity. He gives us a spirit of love, power, and self-discipline. We are all born with self-discipline. You just have to get to a point where the part that's hard for someone else is easy to you. So you just got to keep building your endurance. And then execute your discipline at the end.
Bar.
Because if you got to run 4 miles and the whole time is stressful, you're not going to do it. But see me, I run 4 miles all the time. It don't get stressful to me to the end.
I don't know why that reminded me of the episode. That has nothing to do with it. But when you were talking about the curve, and you was like, once you go, what episode was that? When you were talking about the curve, and you was like, at some point, if you own too much ownership in the curve, and it goes downward. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and
I meant to bring it up here too.
Yeah.
On this one, Mark Walter. One of the things that that he was very good at is being under the radar. He wouldn't do no interviews, no nothing. Billionaire. One of them billionaire people that you don't know. You're trying to own too much, bruh. You're trying to own the whole assembly line, own the insurance company, own this, own that, own this. This worst team, this, that. Oh, I got the Dodgers, I got this team, I got that team, I got that thing. You're trying to own too much, and they come and bite you in the butt.
He hit the back end of that curve.
Hit the back end of the curve.
So my question I was going to ask you was regarding towards one of your picks and shovels, right? You said live conferences. So with you being a picks and shovels of live conferences, what to you makes a live conference better than another live conference?
I'll give you my secret sauce. That's a whole episode. That right there is Nicole proprietary information that I don't even like sharing. I'm gonna see if I can. What can I give y'all? That's.
You understand what I'm asking?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. It starts with this. Why does this event exist? It cannot exist for the self-aggrandizement of you. What are people going to tangibly walk away from when they leave the event? This is where people get it wrong every time. They think it's a PR stunt. And it's not. This event has to exist for a reason. Why does it exist? Why? Why does this event need to happen? What is happening? How can you design this in a way that people walk in with nothing and leave with something? Not just information or opportunity to hang out with you. And you just putting random people on the stage. Boo! It's got to be a formula that you come in, you get something, you leave. If not, it's a party, and call it that. And this is one of my arguments to early critics of InvestFest. Y'all like, I'm not learning nothing. It's called InvestFest. It's a festival. What do you expect?
I didn't put no name on it, but
no, I'm just only. I'm not mad. They said it's a festival.
Yeah.
Come to party and celebrate the black excellence that you had throughout the year. These people's beefs that they got right now, this is not the conversation I'm having. I don't know nothing about that. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying it's called a festival, and you going to something called a festival and being like, I didn't make $1 million.
Yeah.
It's a festival. You're supposed to go and party. One time I was in the I don't want to talk about it. You go on festival, right? You go on festival and you meet people and you festival with them and you go home and you do business and figure out how to do business.
But a conference is where you, like you said, get something tangible.
You should. If you're designing a conference, you need to, this conference needs to exist for a reason, not because I think I'm going to do a conference because I'm so great and I want to gather people in my name.
Mm-hmm.
No. You want to waste people's time every time. Why do they need to be here? What are you going to do at this event that they can't get at home? And how are you going to design it so that they have to get it there? I will give you an example. One of the Women in Real Estate Summits that we did, I did. One of the Women in Real Estate Summits that I did, I said, you're going to come in with nothing and leave with a property. And we had at that event maybe about 250 people at that event, and 8 of them left with a property. And the only reason that everybody didn't, let me tell you how I designed it. I knew that it needed to exist because people have all this fragmented information, and I needed you to sit here and get it soup to nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then on day 2, here is your time to show us what you got.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was on day one, I designed it to follow a path. We give you basic, meat and meat, like every step. And then the vendors, I didn't just let anybody buy a table.
Mm-hmm.
The vendors that were there were people that will help you get your deals done.
Right.
Okay? So you walk in, and there was no situation where you could so when we had breakout sessions, oh, I'm missing this session, so I didn't get that piece of it. No. From the first thing, I started with a Bible study in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had some basics all the way up. Okay? Then day 2, I had something called the conclave. And it was tables. I had already had 8 wholesalers there
mm-hmm.
with their deals. I made them print them out and put them in clear, 8 or 10 copies, and put them in clear pages. And then I had coaches to help you analyze the deals. And then I had a business credit people doing soft pulls and giving you a preliminary amount that you can get for your seed money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing a soft pull, telling you, hey, we could get you at least 10. Okay, some people was getting 25 pre-approved for 100. So you got 100.
Mm-hmm.
I had a title company who had a special contract that gave the people that were there up to a month to go and look at the property, because you're only looking at a piece of paper. So we had a special contract. I told people to bring in money orders in these increments. If you plan on buying a deal, bring in money orders in these increments. We had an insurance company. The phone is about to die. We had an insurance company to do quotes on insurance. I'm scared of, dang, it went out already. No, it didn't. Okay, insurance company. Then we had hard money lender. You can get the deal done right there.
Sounds like a manufacturer.
That's why you need to be here, because you're getting all this information, and I'm showing you day 1, and then day 2, if you want to get this deal done, you can. And they did. Because y'all need to figure out how to get over the hump. Mm-hmm. That's why the event existed.